cuts to welfare spending are coming, and those who rely on it are worried. At this charity-run group session in York, many received government support, including Robert, who chose to remain anonymous. He struggles with mental health and learning difficulties and says that whilst claiming benefits was necessary, he found the process tough.
It's quite a lot of things you feel uncomfortable answering, and some of them you don't want them to know about, and you always have to talk about bad days. That's very difficult to put down, not just for me but for a lot of people.
He uses part of his personal independence payment to access support services and fears cuts would leave him unable to pay.
I'd be more isolated, I'd bottle things up more, and to be honest, to put it simply, I would probably spend most of my time not coming out of my room, feeling very scared.
Services manager Emma is concerned about the wider impact.
They're desperate sometimes to make ends meet, and if you're looking at changing that, that's going to have a huge impact on how they access services like us and what we can offer. We'll do our level best to make sure that nobody is left at home isolated and lonely, but we have to cover costs.
The Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, needs to find savings somewhere, though, to meet her fiscal rules. And that puts PIP in the firing line with reforms worth up to £6 billion. The plans have faced a backlash from Labour MPs, but today the Work and Pensions Secretary defended the approach, particularly on getting young people into work.
I really share my honourable friend's concerns about the number of young people not in work due to mental health conditions. That has increased by over 25% in the last year alone, and now stands at 270,000 young people who are economically inactive due to poor mental health.
We were expecting this announcement last week, but the level of opposition took the government by surprise and forced them into a rethink. And even at this late stage, it seems they're still figuring out how to respond, whether to back down or press ahead or find some sort of compromise. And if they get it wrong, the political consequences could be big, with many Labour MPs suggesting they simply cannot support cuts that would harm the most vulnerable. Despite the strength of feeling in some parts of Westminster, though, polling suggests the public do want to see significant reforms.
We did find that there was a perception of abuse of the system, and that's why repeatedly we heard this call for reform, this call for the system to no longer be one size fits all, and to offer tailored support for those who would like to work and generosity for those who can't.
Number 10 has spent days reaching out to MPs to win their support and calm nerves ahead of what could be a divisive and difficult announcement, with the details being worked out right down to the wire. Liz Bates, Sky News, Westminster.